Here we are.
Hey Mel. So I just got some people to get some paper and pen if you guys want to grab that. Well, perfect. All right, while we're getting settled, welcome everyone. Thank you, Bhaskar, for inviting me for this powerful meditation we're going to be doing. So just to introduce myself, my name is Tony. I am a body worker. I do deep work on the body. I've been doing a lot of different types of meditation and visualization, helping people go through and heal themselves, basically. So like Bhaskar was saying, on Sundays, I do a meditation, free meditation at 5 o'clock. And every week we'll be tapping into different themes. Mel and them have been attending the last couple of weeks. So yeah, really tap into the body and really connecting to our innate healing powers. So that's what I've been doing with clients, but definitely on Sundays, I guide a healing circle there. So if you guys are interested at the end, I'll just put the information you need. All right, so today we're going to tap into our soul, right? So our soul through imagery, through the power of imagination, right? But we're going to also connect to different parts of our brain. I'm going to do a little theory so we can look at what our brain does, which parts of our brains that so we can activate that. And we're going to be working on our physical body, our emotional body, our belief system, and our spiritual body. And we're going to tap into different parts of our brain doing that. Okay, so without further ado, I will share my screen. Okay, so I just ask that you mute yourself so there won't be any background noises, if that's okay for the session, and then we can unmute afterwards and we'll have a discussion after. All right, so have your material handy nearby and happy meditation. Okay, so first of all, we're just going to tap into our right and left brain. So if you want to, you can take a little scan of the image I have here. You can see our right brain is our creative side, right? So we have our drawing, we have our music, we have everything that relates to our creative being is on the right side of our brain. And then on our left side, we have our logic, our language, our communication, everything is within the left side of our brain. So just take a moment just to close your eyes and see if you can tap into the right side and left side of your brain. So just see if you are drawn more towards the right brain today, the left brain, or how can we bring it more to a balance? So when we're tapping into the brain, you want to visualize the brain. There could be a lot of buzzing happening because of all the neurons that's happening there. So as you bring your awareness, your focus to the right brain, do a little scan. See if it's balanced or if it's active, overactive, underactive. So without any judgment, we're just going to scan and notice. And then you're going to bring your awareness, your focus to the left side of the brain now. So remember, the left side is where we have our logic mind, our language. So notice that. Are you a left brain person today? Right? So scan around the brain, the left side of the skull. Notice areas that are balanced, maybe areas that are not as balanced. So again, without any judgment, we're just noticing. As we bring the awareness to the corpus callosum, that's the part where connects the right and left. See if you feel anything there. Right? You can see if you feel any buzzing happening, just to notice. Or just bringing your awareness there, the brain will start to readjust itself. Good. So we're going to slowly bring our awareness to the back of the head. If you want to take a look at the image here, this yellow part is called the reptilian brain. And it doesn't matter if you know what it is or don't know what it is, your brain does, your body does. The moment you bring the awareness, okay, reptilian brain, the back of the head, what's happening there? What are some sensations that you're feeling? So the reptilian brain is responsible for our fight or flight, responsible for our breathing, our heart rate. When we are in dangerous situations, the reptilian brain will activate. It communicates the brain to the spinal cord. So if we are under a lot of stress, you might feel the reptilian brain might activate more than usual. Or if you find it's a little underactive now, right? So notice the back of the head, as we call it the reptilian brain, the brain stem. Maybe there's a message for you. Maybe there's an image that might come up. Just to notice. Be aware. Feel the vibration of the brain, the reptilian brain. And if you notice it's buzzing really fast and hard, maybe you can convince it to come down a little bit. You can use your breath too to calm down that reptilian brain. That it's no longer in danger. That it's okay, it's safe now. So know that you can always come back to the different parts of the brain at a later point too, right? Knowing that that's reptilian brain, you can connect to it any time you feel stress, right? It can save your life when we're in dangerous situations, but we don't need it when we're in a calm situation, when we're safe. So when you feel anxiety coming, go to that brainstem and talk to it and say, it's okay. It's safe now. We don't need to send messages to protect the body. It's okay. So when you're ready, we're going to connect to another part of the brain now, the neocortex. So this green part right here, if you want to take a look at this image, just to create that visualization right on top. So we were right here before the reptilian brain. Now we're at the neocortex. This is where we have our senses. So sense of touch, sense of sight, sense of hearing. So our temporal lobe, sense of hearing is right here. Sense of sight will be in the back, the occipital lobe. And then we have our sense of movement and sensory right here at the parietal. And then the frontal would be more our sense of communication, speech, right? So notice, so take a moment just to close your eyes and connect to that neocortex. That links with all the senses. Just to notice. How is the sense of sight? As you close your eyes, can you see behind the eyelids, but a little of the light coming in also? Can you feel the temporal lobe as you hear my voice vibrating for a sense of hearing? Can you feel your hands touching whatever your hands are on your thighs, on your legs, on the table? Can you feel the sense right there? And then even sense of movement, small little twitches that's sending messages to different parts of the body. And then even the frontal lobe, the sense of communication, speech. So all that is your neocortex doing that work for you. Notice that part of the brain. Constantly sending messages. Just to notice. Good. So knowing that you can always come back to this at a later time. If you notice something might have come up, if you want to open your eyes for a minute, we're going to look at the limbic system now. So if you look at the limbic system, it's where we store our emotions and belief system. So one of the very important parts of the brain. So the thalamus, hypothalamus will relay the different messages to the different sensations within the neocortex. The amygdala here is where we store all our fear and anxiety. Hippocampus is where we store all our past memories. So they say we can't heal if the limbic system does not heal. This is where we store our belief systems. If we have a belief system that we're not going to heal, this is where it's stored. So it's constantly going to send different messages. If we're going to have the message of we're not going to heal, it's going to send message to that neocortex, send the message to the brainstem. So this is the relay. So we're going to look at that in our belief system and see where it activates. So if you want to just take a moment just to close your eyes and tune into that limbic system. Just know how it is for you today. Especially the amygdala. When we are in a lot of fear and anxiety, you might feel the amygdala buzzing. So that would be right at the level of your temples. If you go in deep into your temples, you can connect to the amygdala and see how it is today for you. If you are going through something that might be buzzing on a long-term base. So can we dial that down a little bit and tell the amygdala that it's safe? Is it okay to change our belief system so we can start to heal? So it starts to send message of healing instead of attacking the body. This is where it starts, the limbic system, our emotional brain. So people with trauma, with a lot of stress trauma, might have an overactive limbic system. So again, today, we're not going to put any judgment. We're just going to notice and listen and see what messages our brain, parts of our brain have for us and how we can make those changes. How we can connect to our subconscious. Good. So again, remember you can always come back to this part of the brain at any time, especially if you are going through an emotional part of the brain, you can connect with that. We're going to look at the pineal gland now. So the pineal gland is if you go in between your eyes, the bridge of the nose, and just connect all the way back to that pineal gland. This is where we have our spirituality, right? We're going to activate that to connect to our spirituality. All right. So if you want to take a moment, just close your eyes and connect to that pineal gland. So again, you don't need to know exactly where it is. The moment you call pineal gland, it'll show up for you. And see how it is for you. So that, again, it connects to our spirituality. And see how bright it is. And the pineal gland might start sending you messages. Just notice those images, those messages. It also connects to our third eye. Good. So as we connect to all those parts of the brain, we're going to go through a journey through our soul. Right? So if you want to keep seated, you're welcome to. If you want to lie down, whatever's comfortable for you, we're going to go through a pathway. Have your paper near you, so you might need those throughout. All right, so we're going to tap into our soul. So remember, our soul speaks to us through images. So imagine the image that comes up and the image the soul wants you to know. You're going to start to imagine you're on a journey, a beautiful journey. That place, that beautiful ancient place. Notice the surroundings. Notice the environment. Notice the energy around it. This is your healing space. How does that look to you? So you're going to activate all your senses through sight, look around you, and through hearing, see if you hear what's around your environment. You can start to touch and feel, even taste, and smell. What does this all mean for you when it comes to healing? This is a place of power, a place of healing. Try to soak in all the beauty of that inner ancient place. And when you're ready, you're going to start to go on your journey, your healing journey. So decide if you're going to go by foot, by air, by flying, by boat, whatever you want. This is your healing journey. So as you start to travel down your journey, you're going to notice a path, several paths. You're going to pick a path. Follow this pathway and descend and go down deeper into this path. So you're going deeper and deeper into that path. You're going to start to notice from a distance, there's a door. And this door is full of texture, very sensuous. So imagine that door with all that texture. And when you're ready, you can open that door and start to go down deeper, descend deeper down this door and pathway. You notice that this is your physical body. This door leads to your physical body. As you're walking down this path, notice the sense of touch, smell, sight, hearing, taste. Notice the physical body or a part of your body that might be coming up. It might be an area that's been getting your attention, that might be creating some attention. So you can bring your awareness there. Once you focus onto a part of your body, you're going to ask your body, what part of the body needs to be witnessed? Which part of the body needs to be profoundly heard and seen at this moment? As you ask that question, what image comes up for you? So at this moment, you're welcome to take a few minutes just to draw out that image that came up for you. If you prefer just to be in that moment, you can draw it out afterwards. But if you want, you can take a minute or two just to draw out that image that's coming up. When you ask what part of the body needs to be witnessed. Okay, so remember, we don't need to be an artist. Just imagine that image. Notice all the details. When you're ready, look at that image, either on your paper or in your mind. Ask the image, how long have you been wanting me to acknowledge you? You step into the image, let the image speak. Image says, I've been waiting for you for this long to acknowledge me. Slowly come back to yourself. Ask the image, what would you like me to do to let me better take care of you? What would you like me to do to let me better take care of you? Step into the image. The image says, I need you to do, I would like you to do. And listen to what it says. And slowly come back to yourself. How often do I need to do what you want me to do? And step into the image. I need you to do this many times, this often. Listen to the image. As we continue down deeper into that path, we're going to go deeper down. Continue down that path. You're going to notice another door from the distance. This time, you see a reflection. It's a door with mirrors. As you approach, you start to notice reflection of yourself, of many ages and many parts of you. The past you, the present you, the future you, different parts of you. When you're ready, you can start to open that door. As you enter the door of your emotions, You start to acknowledge your emotions. And you ask the emotions, what part of the emotions need to be witnessed? Which part of the emotions needs to be profoundly heard and seen? And at this moment, what image comes up for you? So if you like, you can take a minute or two to draw out the image on that paper, or you can just sit with it and draw it afterwards just to notice. Notice the detail of the emotions that your body wants you to witness. When you're ready, you're going to look at this image. You're going to ask the image, how long have you been wanting me to acknowledge you? Step into the image. Let the image speak. I've been wanting you to, for you to acknowledge me. I've been waiting for you to acknowledge me. Slowly come back to yourself. Ask the image, what would you like me to do to let me better take care of you? What would you like me to do to let me take care of better of you? And stepped into the image. Let the image speak. I need you to do. I would like you to do. Come back to yourself. How often do I need to do what you want me to do? How often do I need to do what you want me to do? Step into the image. Let the image speak. I need you to do this often. I need you to do this often. As we continue down our path, going deeper down, you start to notice another door from the distance. This time it's a door carved in wood, beautiful wood. When you're ready, you can open that door. It's a door of belief systems, your belief systems of humanity. Go ahead and go in this door and go deeper. And once you connect to that belief system, you ask it, what part of the belief system needs to be witnessed? What part of the belief system needs to be profoundly heard and seen? What image comes up for you? Take a moment. You can either draw out that image or just to visualize that image to draw it out later. So give a minute or two just to explore what belief system your body wants you to witness. profoundly heard and seen at this moment. When you're ready, you're going to look at this image. You're going to ask the image, how long have you been wanting me to acknowledge you? Step into the image. Let the image speak. I've been waiting for you to acknowledge me. I've been waiting for you to acknowledge me. Come back to yourself. Ask the image, what would you like me to do to let me take better care of you? What would you like me to do to let me better take care of you? Step into the image. I need you to do. I would like you to do. I need you to do. I would like you to do. And come back to yourself. Ask the image, how often do I need to do what you want me to do? How often do I need to do what you want me to do? Step into the image. Let the image speak. I need you to do this many times, this often. So continue down that path, going deeper and deeper. As you go down the path, you notice another door, a door of bright flame, golden flame. This flame is bright and beautiful. As you approach that door, you notice it's the door of your spirituality. You're going into your spiritual round. As you open that door, you notice a guide or presence. That guide and presence is offering you a gift of healing, a symbol of healing. So go ahead and draw out that symbol of healing, or just notice it and sit with it. That your presence, your guide is offering you this gift. And as you accept this gift, see what happens to you, to your body, to your emotions, to your belief system. So when you're ready, you're going to show gratitude and thanks to your guide, to your presence, to your higher self for giving you the gift of healing. As you start to walk back up that path, Start to notice the door of the carved wood. Notice the changes in the belief systems. If you want, you can make the little changes into your diagram, your image. Just notice it. Notice the change. Notice the shift in your belief systems. So remember, the limbic system of the brain is where we store our belief systems. When we change that, we change our ability to heal, change our belief systems, change our paths. Give you another minute or so just to sit with that, notice the changes, notice the healings. Good, so when you're ready, you're gonna go back up again, up that path. Going up, up, noticing the door of mirrors again, the door of your emotions. Open that door. Notice any change. You can make the change to that image. To that emotion. Whenever you have the power to change the emotion, to change what it represents, so you can heal. When you're ready, you're going to continue up that path again, going up, 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 till you notice the door of texture, our physical body. Tap into an area where you were drawn to earlier. See if you notice any changes. If you want, you can take a minute or two to make that change into your drawing, the image. Good. So when you're ready, we're gonna transform all the physical body, emotional body, belief system, spiritual body. We're gonna transfer all that on every level of energy. So imagine everything grouped together. We're gonna transform all our bodies into cells, cells into molecules, molecules into atoms, atoms into subatomic particles, subatomic particles into quantum particles, quantum particles into quantum energy. Energy is matter, matter is energy. Transfer all the bodies into energy for the highest and best for yourself. Say your name. And take a moment just to breathe in and soak in all that healing and transformation on many levels. When you're ready, you're going to bring the awareness to your heart, to the energy of gratitude. So as highest form of healing is the energy of gratitude. Thanking your physical body, your emotional body, your belief system, your spiritual body, your spiritual guide, your higher consciousness, for giving you the message and to continue to give you the message and for us to listen for the greater healing. And try to put a smile. As we smile, we increase the vibration of energy. And let's connect our energy with every person here, connected to our loved ones, and anyone that needs healing. The more we connect, the more we heal as a collective. Just imagine the heart energy expanding all the way to the universe, to every single soul, every single molecule, every cell, every atom. And when you're ready, you can slowly start to come back to your body. No rush. Start to bring movement back into your body. Notice the changes in your physical body. Here you go, guys. You can open your eyes whenever you're ready. How you guys doing? Good. Anyone want to share their experience?
It's Lynn. The part when we were visualizing this guide or this person kind of offering us something, I imagined there was like some kind of bulb, like a light, and I all of a sudden felt so much lighter. And just thinking of it made it like radiate inside my body. It was really special.
Oh, good, great.
For me, it was interesting when you went down to the molecule or the atom level. You started thinking about the chorus of things in our own body at that level. That there was that many different elements all working together in a certain direction. If you could take it there, if you can go with that, for me it was like being aware and just saying wow, and then it became a wow right through all the different parts, just we are a collection of a lot of things, even if we're just us.
Yeah, we're all energy, right? If we heal on that level, imagine.
Imagine the chorus. What do you want the chorus to sing? What do you want this collection of matter? What direction do you want it to go? What in sync. And that's where I really, at that moment, up until then, it was, you're always getting closer and closer. And then when you hit that, I was like, oh.
Yeah. And imagine the brain is the conductor, and just to notice the brain, and then the brain becomes smaller, and then the molecules become bigger, and then energy, right?
It's like the wave at the Big O, where you just only need one, and then.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even want to try to start to explain what I went through, but it was extremely powerful. It surprised me. It really surprised me, and I've never quite experienced anything like it before. And I think it's something I would like to explore a little bit more, for sure. It's very enlightening, almost, I'd say. Yeah, for certain questions that have been hanging around. Yeah, so thank you very much, Tony, for that. It was really lovely. Yeah.
And I encourage you guys this week to continue drawing those, because it's going to continue, right? Things are going to come up. Build on those pictures. Those of you that didn't draw during it, that's fine. Have the time just to draw it out and the changes that happen, and build again, like each day. Okay, there's another healing aspect. Let's draw it out. The more you can visualize it, the more your body can interpret it and visualize it and make the links there. So yeah, I encourage you, if you guys have the time to do that. I mean, you can do, for example, physical body this week, and then the next week emotional body, and just build every day, and what image comes up and what healing, and ask that question. What do you want me to do? What do you need me to do? We don't listen to our body, right? We listen to everything else, right? But sometimes just taking a moment, well, what does my body, my subconscious want to tell me, right?
So I'm curious, there's one of the doors that, like, nothing was happening at all. Like, I couldn't even think. The belief systems, like, what are my belief systems? And like, to me, like, nothing happened, no visuals, no, I couldn't think of anything to draw. And I don't know if it was because I was still caught up in the previous one, perhaps, because that was the most powerful one for me. So I guess I could start working on that one, maybe, just to see what happens. Yeah.
Absolutely. Go back to it. Ask those questions. What do you want me to, instead of saying, what's happening? What am I supposed to do? Or let it happen to you. Let it come to you. Okay, belief system. What do you want me? What do you want me to help you? How can I help you? Right. We're really, it's very interesting. I guided you guys to your subconscious. As I said, let's go deeper. Let's go deeper. At the beginning, I tapped into your brains. So I tricked you guys into tapping to focus on the different parts of the brain, right? So we constantly focus on our senses, right? Our neocortex, our right and left brain between creative and logic mind, right? Subconscious, conscious mind. Then we went into the brain stem, where we hold our fear, hold our fight or flight, and then our limbic system, our emotions. We already tapped into that. By the time we went to the path, our emotions, things are already coming up, right? And it's just up to us to listen. So what happens is I'm shutting down your conscious mind to get into the subconscious deeper and deeper and listen to that message there. And from there, that's where the healing starts. Yeah. Either physical, emotional, spiritual belief system, that starts to change, because now we're changing neurotransmitters. We're changing the way the brain is sending messages. Yeah.
I found it interesting that was also, it would causes one to pause. What is my belief system? I mean, it's not every day you ask that or ask yourself that. It's like, and then it really, is it the scripted one maybe that you've learned, or well, what is it? and then you challenge yourself, and that's really, I think, where the homework starts. And as Gloria said, it's just, well, what is it? You know?
Yeah, and you ask, is it me that's talking? Is it my conscious or my subconscious? Is it what I've been taught as a kid, right? They say everything that we learn is from 0 to 7, right? So maybe my belief system is not even my belief system. It's my parents' belief system that's put on me. And then you start to realize, I've been living, 40, 50 years of my life according to my parents' belief system. It was never my belief system, right?
And that's when it comes, it's 40 or 50 years of somebody else's life.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you ask yourself. So when we go into deep subconscious, they'll tell you like, this was never your belief system. But our conscious mind says, well, yes, it is, because I've been told that. So for example, my cousin, let's say, she's like, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough because that's what my mom told me. So therefore I'm not good enough. Right. But once she starts to realize, like, wait a minute. And she's like 43. And, we start going to doing these exercises. Wait a minute. This is not my belief system. It's not true, right? But imagine living 40 years thinking that is true because you've been told that, right?
It just reminds me, I think it's a Men Without Hats song. This isn't my lovely wife. This isn't my lovely car. It's like it's all revelation about who you are and what means anything at that point.
Right.
My personal takeaway from this, well, thank you, Tony. It was amazing. Very interesting too. And certainly I find that this is kind of like a practice, or as much as this whole thing is about kind of like a reaffirming our rituals or routines or practice and so on and so forth. I think it's also about, at least for me, I'm in the process now, or in a phase of trying to open up and visualize or perceive or appreciate the many things that are in front of me that I probably haven't been listening to before. And I think this is definitely like something that I would like to repeat and to try to do possibly more regularly, especially because you actually touched on how, you have to kind of like ask in the different stages that you took us through, how often do you want me to do this? How often should I do that? How often? So it's kind of like, I don't know how to put it, like reiterative type of exercise that I personally find very interesting, because it's also about, and then again, this is like my very personal experience that I'm going through now. It's about also learning new things, like changing patterns, dissolving past patterns, and like you put it very well, belief systems, unblocking things, that have been there and we probably haven't identified before. So to me, in this moment, that is what healing is. It's about like dissolving the past or trying to disattach, from past experiences, and in the process, in the meantime, creating new synapses, new connections. And this is all I'm saying is, regardless of like the very technical or scientific aspects that may happen or not, I don't know, I don't understand any of that, but I believe that definitely those things or those processes are enhanced, and kind of like triggered just by the simple exercise of doing this kind of practice, meditation, in any form and fashion, So I really appreciate it. It was very interesting, and I took a lot of notes, more than I did my little drawings, but also I took like notes, and it's very interesting. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Having difficulty finding words. it was so brilliant, so profound. I'm glad it's recorded. So if anybody wants to do that again, I would recommend it. There's so much there. So much came up. It's really deep work. Thank you.
Yeah, so if this kind of thing draws you, like I do this on Sundays, like each week we do different systems and I guide you guys through physical body, emotional body, spiritual body on many levels. I truly believe that we are able to heal ourselves. Our body it's so amazing. Like Glenn was saying, we're all these molecules and atoms and their energy, and they have a consciousness. If we tell the molecules and energy that we're not good enough or we're not going to heal, it's going to take that energy. But if we start to make that change, make that shift, imagine the changes we can make, not just ourselves, but with our loved ones, right? But it starts from you, from us, right? And the more, like Chalo was saying, the more you do it, the more your body starts to recognize the change of what healing means, right? So yeah, so I welcome you guys to join me on Sundays, or if you want one-on-one sessions, I do what I call somato emotional release. I tap into the emotional release and talk to the subconscious like what we did, and you can get some really powerful stuff where I work with people with trauma, PTSD, emotional issues, just to get into what is my body trying to tell me, what's that message, that underlining thing that's been holding, why am I holding on to, let's say for example, Chalo, you had that gallbladder issue, right? Is it structural or is it emotional, or because of emotional it's creating? So gallbladder is all about frustration and anger, like the held in, right? So is it creating those symptoms because it's holding on to that, right? So the moment you can even, Chella, I would recommend you talking to your gallbladder. What message does it have for you? Why is it acting that way? And why is it not healing, right? If it's been for a long time, it's most probably an emotional aspect that's tagged into there. And by tapping that, then it's going to get the message of healing instead of more like, okay, let's protect. The body's very smart, right? It'll protect when it needs to, but it will continue to protect until you let it know you no longer need to protect.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What I find curious is that everybody in the late 90s, early 2000s accepted talking to plants help them grow,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Wow. But we won't talk to ourselves.
Exactly.
I mean, really?
Yes, sometimes physical pain or intense emotion feels like a roaring lion. You get afraid, you don't want to look at it, you don't want to talk to it. It seems vicious. But there's something very beautiful about speaking to that. Just, hey, how you doing? Is everything all right? How can I make you feel better? And if nothing else, that's the most profound lesson. When these things come up, instead of being afraid and running away or blocking or trying to find some solution outside, to go inside the body, to go inside the emotion, to go inside, inside yourself and talk to it, speak with it, hang out with it, ask it what it wants and how you can serve it. It's very beautiful.
Uh-huh.
I just want to share that, when the guide gave me a golden key, a golden key, I was like, wow, what a beautiful key. First I thought it was ivory, but then I realized it was actually light. It was a light key, not a golden key. It was a light. It was made of light. And it was a key that could open any door in the realms and heal every realm. So, and then it suddenly became that key. And there was this tremendous feeling of healing throughout the entire being in every layer. So it was very powerful. Thank you for that. Very powerful. So I would be very grateful if you're able to share the link of your, because I couldn't find it, the link of your Sunday group, and let us know what time it is. Okay,
So that's my email. If you have any questions, feel free. This is my Facebook, Tony Bodywork. I post everything there, so the link is there. So it's under Self-Healing Warriors, because we are warriors, we self-heal. Right? So it's Sundays at 5 p.m. and it's the same link every week. So each week we tap into a different theme.
Would you have the link by any chance, the Zoom link? Is it a Zoom link?
It is a Zoom link. It's on Facebook.
Okay. Just so that we have everything there, so in case somebody needs it, there's no difficulty with not finding it.
Yeah, it's called Self-Healing Warriors. So the link is there if you want to paste that in.
Oh, there it is. I see it. I see it. Yes, very good. Very good. I see it here. Yeah.
Where?
Don't worry. I'll post it right now. Give me a moment here. Well, the link is not on the event page. I guess it's oh, there it is, online. Is that it?
Yeah, US 02
Yes,
web.
that's a very small link. So here's the link here. So if anybody wants to take a screenshot or copy or paste that, so you have that, and not just for ourselves, of course. This is what, if you know somebody who is having difficulty overcoming physical, emotional, spiritual trauma of some sort, or just stuck in beliefs that are not serving them, this would be very helpful for them.
Yeah, I started with 4 people. Now we're at 30 people each week. Just more and more people just need that healing now, right? And
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, awesome.
So
And you can always come and visit us again too. So.
Yes,
You know.
absolutely.
also to say that all the contributions that you make will go to Tony and his beautiful work. Yeah, this is so. I have a friend of mine. He's a multimillionaire, and he was talking about how he spent the week with Joe Dispenza, in a 5-star hotel. It's impressive, but I find the value here to be equivalent. There's nothing more you can get in a 5-star hotel with Joe Dispenza than you did not get over here, frankly.
Yeah.
So it's very powerful. I just want more people to value it as much as a $50,000 Joe Dispenza retreat.
It's cheaper, a little cheaper.
A little bit cheaper,
A little bit.
It's just incredible. It's just incredible how we human beings value things. I just find it so surprising. And there's so much richness in what you're offering.
Yeah, I started it a few months ago just to help myself heal. And then I'm like, well, if I'm doing myself, why not include some other people? And then it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm going to continue. Yeah.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
Very inspiring also.
Yeah.
If
you guys have any questions, feel free to email me, let me know. Yeah.
I have a quick question. Like I have an issue with my hip. Okay, it's not like so bad, but it does bother me throughout the day. So would your recommendation be that I get like sort of in a meditative state and I sort of ask it questions and this kind of thing to see if I can somehow heal it? Or is that sort of a good way to start? Or
why not? Remember, it's made of cells, molecules, it has its own consciousness. Is it, why is it there? Why is it holding you back? There is a level of emotional aspect that's creating that, right? If you said you fell on it and then it's structural or it's okay, but even at that, there is an emotional component. Why did that happen, right? Right.
There's something very beautiful about just asking with loving awareness. Like a dear friend would ask if a friend is having a tough time. Hey, how are you doing? How can I help you?
And most of all, I would say, does it feel safe? Most times it's because it's not safe. That's its protecting. And what does it need in order to feel safe, right? What I find sometimes is a lot of meditations, we kind of say, let it go, let that go, let that go. And I realize sometimes like some people can't let go because they're suffering from trauma or PTSD. They're holding even something that's very toxic, right? If we tell someone, who is suffering, I'm just speaking from experience because I deal with a lot of people with trauma and PTSD. And if we tell someone who's suffering, let that go, let that go, they're like, no, if I let this go, I'm going to die. Right? It is not safe for me to let that go because this is what's holding me. Even though it's toxic, I'm holding on to this relationship. It's toxic. And I'm going to hold it on because what? A belief system. So what I would do is connect to that limbic system and talk to that limbic system. What is that holding? What are they holding? Do they feel safe? What do they need in order to feel safe? So I go to the back door, right? So again, this is like somatic emotional release, where I go to not the person's conscious mind because it's already jacked up trying to protect it. I'm going to go through the back door. Hey, limbic system, why is this person holding it? They don't feel safe. What do they need in order to feel safe? And then create an environment where, so Mel, I would even suggest, what does the hip need in order to feel safe? Create an environment where it feels safe and know why it's not safe. And then that starts to make shift. And instead of saying, just let it go, let it go, let it go, let the pain go, let that go, let that go. If it's not ready, the tissue's not ready, it's going to hold on for its dear life. And there's a reason why it's holding on for its dear life. It's a reason why people have pain for such a long time, because they're holding it for protection and they cannot let it go until they feel safe. Right?
It conjures up something that Bhaskar said about, I don't know if it was emotional, you were talking about hacking and getting, taking the shortcut to get through these things directly.
Yeah.
And this sounds to me sort of the same kind of realm where we'll get right, forget all the layers. Let's get to what the point is, what's really happening under the surface.
Yeah.
What you just shared there was pure gold, Tony. It's pure gold. That's really what's going on. Lost for words, but I wish for you to maybe re-listen to that. It's all there. It's you can come out of so much suffering just by understanding that.
Yeah, and I'm just saying this of just working with individuals that has been suffering. Rape victims. I've had clients where their spouse committed suicide. They're holding on to. You can't just say, let that go. Breathe in and then breathe out, let that go. These people, I'm like, I'm not letting this go because this is what I'm holding on to. Right? So they need to feel safe in order to let go first. Yeah.
Tony, what do you think about fear? I have a neighbor, I found out she's not having the vaccine yet because she's terrified of needles. And I was almost taken aback by that because I realized that there are a lot of people that are afraid of needles. And it's really only, a vaccine is only seconds, but she's resisting having anything done that entails having a needle. So what do you do with fear? I mean, I didn't know how to counsel her.
So if we go more of a scientific route, the amygdala, remember I talked about the amygdala in the limbic system, that is what holds fear and anxiety. So probably there was a belief system in her past with needles or something that has happened. So that's creating the amygdala to activate. So you can even suggest, it's like, try talking to your amygdala. Does your amygdala feel safe? Why is it reacting like that? Right? And it could be, for example, I went to get blood work the other day, and I haven't had blood work, maybe 20 years. And then the nurse asked me, are you afraid of needles? So I was like, I don't know. Am I? And then she poked me. I'm like, but it didn't hurt. I'm like, that didn't even hurt. Why did I, right? Because she created something in my brain. So maybe your friend there, maybe someone, or maybe she had a bad experience, or someone told her, or she's seen it somewhere, right? That made her amygdala react in a way where I'm going to create fear and anxiety and protect myself before it happens. So by talking, like, okay, talk to the amygdala. Does the amygdala know it's safe, right? Well, the vaccine is going to help me in the long run. And maybe that's just a belief system. Maybe it's not true, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay,
Try
thank
that.
you. Thank you, Tony. That's great.
Or she can reframe it. I'm not afraid of needles. Needles are afraid of me.
Or say the vaccine
Oh,
saved my life, opposed to, right?
Yeah, and the needles are my friend. Needles save my life. So there could be a reframing that can take place at a deep level. But
Or
yeah.
to have her go through the exercise through the path of the belief system. What does the belief system want to say to her?
And sincerely though, if it's something that is really a cause of concern, you might want to connect her with Tony.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about that because I think it's, I think it ruins your life when you have that kind of fear. I mean, it can't not ruin your life, but she goes to the dentist. She doesn't have her mouth frozen. She's been doing this for years. It's not something new.
And it could be something she has no awareness of, right? Could be something happened in her childhood or something that's been passed on to her that she doesn't even know that's there till we tap into our subconscious and like, oh, I didn't know that. For example, I had a client who had back pain for a long time, and then we start working, and then it drew me to his left groin area, and then I was like, did something happen there? Like the tissue, the cell was just vibrating. There was something happening there, and then he's like, yeah, when I was 11, I had surgery on my testicle. But yeah, that was 11. And then we tapped into the 11-year-old. We talked to the 11-year-old. The 11-year-old is scared like hell because no one told him why he was in the hospital. He was only told when he was 16 why he went in. So imagine an 11-year-old going to the hospital, getting the surgery, coming out. It's like, what happened? No one telling him what happened, holding on to that protection, right? So he's been holding on to that pain for God knows how long. 16 years old, bam, after he was told, gets in the car accident. 22 years old, bam, car accident, right? So it keeps repeating, and that's the same where the seatbelt is and everything, and till it's like an onion layer, right? Till we talk to that 11-year-old and we start to say, do you know you're safe now? I didn't know I'm safe. Now I know that the surgery is over. I came out of it alive. So in his tissue, that tissue memory still hold on to the memory as if he was unsafe. We released that, his back pain was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Tony, what are your thoughts on like genetic memory? As in, my body knows what my great-grandfather's eyes look like and my great-grandmother's ears look like, and it rebuilds itself, the facial features passed down from generations. So there is genetic memory, in the body as well. So I'm wondering if traumas can be passed down.
Absolutely.
Genetic memory.
Absolutely. We work with that a lot also, like
Generational.
Yeah. Generational. It passed down from one to the other.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we talked to that person. Like I had a client who talked to all the women and down her line who had the same type of passive aggressive kind of behavior, and she had to be the one to say, oh, that's been passed down, that behavior has been passed down, that's why she is going through that. So by her changing that, changes her mom, changes grandmother, changes all along that. So you can heal your whole line of generations. Absolutely. Yeah.
Very beautiful, very powerful. So let's take a moment to really appreciate Mel again for building this bridge, Mel and Glenn, for bringing Tony to our presence. Much love, gratefulness to Tony for sharing with so much open-heartedness. It's truly inspiring. Much love to Trish, Chalo, Gloria, Rosie, Luke, for your glowingness and presence. Let's look after ourselves, look after each other, stay blessed. And all good things willing, we meet again next week.
Mhm.
And a theme I was looking to explore together next week is vitality. So we can look at vitality
Okay.
together. So thank you again.
All right.
Thank you very much, Tony.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Tony.
Thank you.
Much love.